She knew something was wrong. She reported it. She asked for help. But no one was listening until it was too late. Today we're honoring Kerri Shanelle Harris, a quality assurance manager whose vigilance and courage in reporting threats were ignored by the people who should have protected her. Her story isn't just about what happened on June 26, 2008. It's about the warning signs that preceded it. Warning signs that, if heeded, could have saved her life and prevented a tragedy. Content warning. This episode contains descriptions of workplace sexual harassment, voyeurism, stalking, violence, and murder. This case involves detailed discussions of predatory behavior. If you or someone you know is experiencing harassment or abuse, resources are available at the end of this video. Kerri Shanelle Harris was 31 years old, smart, capable, and professional. She worked as a quality assurance manager at a cargo poultry processing facility in Georgia. By all accounts, she was good at her job, respected by colleagues, and had the kind of quiet confidence that comes from knowing your worth. But more importantly, Kerri had people who loved her. She had dreams beyond that facility. She had a life that mattered. She had relationships, interests, a future she was building. Kerri was the kind of person who noticed when things weren't right, and she was brave enough to say something. That bravery would become her story. And it should become our lesson. Craig Armstead worked at the same cargo facility. Somewhere along the line he became obsessed with Kerri Harris. This wasn't a workplace crush. This was predatory fixation. Armstead began a relentless campaign of harassment. He sent her unwanted gifts. He made inappropriate advances. He engineered reasons to be near her. When Kerri made it clear she was not interested, Armstead didn't back off, he escalated. Kerri reported the harassment to management. This is crucial, she did everything right. She documented what was happening. She went through proper channels. She trusted the system to protect her. Management's response? Unforgivable. Instead of disciplining Armstead or removing him from proximity to Kerri, HR suggested that Kerri would simply have to accept the gift and move on. In other words, don't make a fuss. Ignore it. Accommodate the predator. This is what happens when workplaces fail their employees. This is what happens when complaints are treated as inconveniences rather than warnings. On the morning of June 26, 2008, Kerri and a female coworker made a discovery that changed everything. Hidden in the women's restroom, a camera. A hidden video camera planted by Craig Armstead to spy on female employees as they used the bathroom. This was the moment everything accelerated. Armstead's fantasy was collapsing. He was about to be exposed. The controlled predation he'd been engaging in was about to become undeniable. In that moment, something shifted in him. Desperation turned to rage. Armstead went to the company kitchen and armed himself with a butcher knife. And then he waited for Kerri. The attack was brutal and swift. Kerri Harris was stabbed multiple times. She died that day, murdered by a man her employer had failed to stop. Here's what should terrify us all. Every single warning sign was visible. None of this happened in the shadows. It all happened at work, reported to management and ignored. Red flag number 1. Obsessive behavior and escalation. Craig Armstead didn't accept Kerri's rejection. Instead he escalated. Unwanted gifts. Persistent advances. Engineering proximity. This is classic predatory behavior. It doesn't respect boundaries because the predator doesn't view the victim as a person with agency. He views her as an object he wants to possess. Red flag number 2. The documented complaint. Kerri reported this. He went to HR. She made it formal. And instead of being taken seriously, she was essentially told to deal with it. When a company ignores a formal harassment complaint, they're telling that predator, you can keep going. We're not going to stop you. Red flag number 3. History of violence. Here's the part that haunts this case. Craig Armstead had been convicted of murder before. In 1990, he murdered a former girlfriend, beat her with a hammer, strangled her. He served only 5 years. He was later convicted of felony voyeurism in 2000 for spying on a woman in a restroom. Think about that. A man with a documented history of murdering a woman in a jealous rage. A man already convicted of voyeurism. A man displaying obsessive, escalating behavior toward another woman. And Cargill hired him without informing employees of his past. Red flag number 4. The voyeurism escalation. The hidden camera in the bathroom isn't just a violation. It's a warning sign of someone spiraling. Armstead had already been convicted of voyeurism once. This wasn't a new urge, it was a repeat offense. And he'd escalated from spying to installing surveillance equipment at a facility with dozens of employees. This is what experts call behavioral progression. It's a predictable pattern in predatory violence. Minor violations escalate to major ones. Harassment escalates to voyeurism. Voyeurism escalates to violence. Red flag number 5. The moment of exposure. When Armstead realized he was about to be caught, when he knew his crimes were about to be exposed, he armed himself and prepared for violence. This is not coincidental. When predators know their control is slipping, when they know accountability is coming, that's when they often turn violent. This is a critical moment. The point of exposure is often the most dangerous moment. The lessons. Lesson number 1. Employers have a legal and moral duty to respond to harassment. When Kerri reported Craig Armstead's harassment, Cargill had an obligation, legal and moral, to take action. Not to tell Kerri to accept it. Not to minimize it. To investigate, document, and respond. Their failure to do so was catastrophic. If you report harassment at work and your employer dismisses it, that's a red flag. That's a sign that system is broken. Lesson number 2. Background checks and transparency matter. Craig Armstead should never have been hired, and employees should have been informed about his history. A previous murder conviction and voyeurism conviction are not privacy matters when it comes to workplace safety. They are essential information. If your workplace won't tell you about employees with violent histories, that's a failure of the system designed to keep you safe. Lesson number 3. Predatory patterns are predictable. What Craig Armstead did didn't happen by accident. It followed a pattern. Obsession, escalation, boundary violation, rage when caught. These patterns are recognizable. They can be interrupted, but only if we're willing to see them and act on them. Lesson number 4. The dangerous moment is when predators are exposed. When someone realizes their crimes are about to be discovered, when they know the jig is up, that's when they're most dangerous. This is when they may move from psychological control to physical violence. Prevention tips. If you're experiencing harassment at work, 1. Document everything. Dates, times, witnesses, what was said or done. Keep records outside of work. 2. Report it formally. Email, written complaint, involve HR. Make sure there's a paper trail that proves you reported it. 3. Don't accept dismissal. If your employer tells you to just deal with it, or minimizes your complaint, escalate. Go to HR supervisor. Consult with an employment lawyer. 4. Trust your instincts about escalation. If someone's behavior is getting worse, not better, if they're not respecting boundaries, if they're showing obsessive patterns, take it seriously. This is not normal. This is not something you should tolerate. 5. Know the difference between a safe workplace and an unsafe one. A safe workplace takes complaints seriously, acts quickly, and protects the reporting employee. An unsafe workplace makes excuses, delays, or retaliation. If you work in HR or management, 1. Take every harassment complaint seriously. Assume it's real until proven otherwise. The cost of ignoring it is far higher than the cost of investigating it. 2. Conduct thorough background checks, including criminal history. Violence predictors like prior murders, assault convictions, and voyeurism are relevant to workplace safety. 3. Separate the harasser from the victim immediately. Don't make the victim change their schedule or location. Remove the threat. 4. Watch for behavioral escalation. If someone is showing obsessive behavior, boundary violations, or repeated offense patterns, escalate your response. Document everything. 5. Understand that the point of exposure is the highest risk moment. When a predator knows they're about to be caught, they may become violent. Plan accordingly. Kerri Harris deserved better. She deserved a workplace that protected her. She deserved employers who took her seriously. She deserved a system that recognized danger when it was clearly present. She didn't get that. But her story can protect others. The warning signs were there. The complaints were filed. The history was documented. All of it was ignored. Don't let this happen to someone you know. Know the red flags. Report them. Demand accountability. Honor Kerri by protecting the people in your life. Share this story. Start the conversation. Save a life. If you or someone you know is experiencing workplace harassment, don't stay silent. Report it. Document it. Demand action. Share this video with your colleagues, your friends, your family. If this story resonates with you, subscribe to Red Flag Files and enable notifications so you don't miss the warning signs that could save a life. In the comments below, tell us, what workplace safety issues matter to you? What changes do you want to see? Together we can prevent tragedies like Kerri's. Together we can create safer workplaces. Red Flag Files, because awareness saves lives.